Hey everybody, this is Chris, Channel Chris. I got a crazy video for you today. If you've seen my videos, you know I've got a very rare 1984 Black Toe Air Jordan 1 player exclusive, prototype, whatever you want to call it. It's the right shoe, and you may remember that I got it when I was working at ProServe. I basically rescued it from being thrown in the trash. Now there's this new story that has surfaced of another shoe that was made literally just a few days after mine, and it's a black toe. And this shoe is available on Heritage Auctions coming up very soon. So here's some information about the shoe. Basically, this gentleman by the name of Larry All in Milwaukee was somehow involved in the demolition of a mall. And in this mall there was a sneaker store that had displayed game-worn signed shoes. And he basically found this stuff right before a demolition, rescued it from the trash, much like I did, and eventually gave these shoes to his future son-in-law, Donald Griffin. Now, Donald reached out to me about a year ago with some photos of the shoe. I asked him to send me a photo of the sole so I can see if the sole is like mine, which is different than any other Air Jordan sole. And you can see here, his looks just like mine. There's a weird box that the Nike is in the middle. It's not what you normally see in the Air Jordan 1s that were worn by Jordan in '85 later, and also the ones that released. This first batch, like mine, and probably this one, has a different sole. And then I also asked him to send me a photo of the inside numbering. So his says BH 110884 TY. TY is Tongyang Rubber Company, that's the factory. Mine is 841105-TY. So for some reason the months and the dates were switched, the order of those were switched, but mine was made November 5th and his was made November 8th. And I have the right shoe and he has the left shoe. This is kind of like an odd pairing. This is like the almost pair of Air Jordan 1 black toes. Because if you look back at this, I mean, there's a lot of similarities of these two shoes. It's kind of crazy. One, both rescued from the trash. That's just an unbelievable story both ways. Number two, these are very, very likely from the very first batch of Air Jordan 1 shoes that were given to Jordan to start playing with. Number three, they're both black toes. Very rare shoe. Number four, he's got the left shoe, I got the right shoe. I mean, it's pretty crazy. And the last connection that I like to make to this is just that we're both two dudes from the Midwest, Milwaukee and Chicago. So one of the things that's different about our shoes is mine looks completely untouched. It's in incredible condition. Donald and Larry's shoe, is expected to be game worn. So it looks like they have photo proof from February 17th, 1985, Milwaukee Bucks versus the Chicago Bulls. And there's a letter of authentication from Mears Authentication. So, I mean, this is like I'm calling this the almost pair. This is an interesting pair of shoes to own. One is the right and untouched, and one's the left, game worn and signed. Pretty crazy. And now these shoes are up for auction at Heritage Auctions. So take a look at the photos, and you can look up some of these news stories and see the full story about Larry All and Donald Griffin. Anyway, thanks so much for listening, and please check out the other videos. They are very, very informative. The history of the Air Jordan 1, a lot of details, and I've worked really hard on digging up this information with a lot of sneaker collectors, Peter Moore, the designer, people at Nike Archives, other collectors. There's a lot of information there for you. And if you don't mind, I would really love it if you subscribed. I don't put out a lot of videos, so you're not going to get inundated with them, but each one that I do is well curated, I hope. All right, thanks again, guys. Have a good one.